And something came over me and said, hey, if death is coming for me, I don't want to go to hospital and meet God in a hospital room. I'd rather meet him out on my deck and he'll find me waiting. So I went and I sat on the deck, took a few deep breaths, closed my eyes, and I said, God, whenever you're ready, I'm ready. The other day, at one of our spiritual gatherings of some like minded individuals, I ended up saying that my death will be my honeymoon. And a young man came to me afterwards. He goes, could you please explain more when you say my death will be my honeymoon? Because we all live in fear of death. I said, I have come to terms with death. I know it's an inevitability. I also know that the day I die, I'll truly be going home. I'll be going home, that from where I came. I am visiting this earth, using this body and this mind to navigate this earth, but I know my true home lies up there when I am gone. From nothing I came, into nothing I will disappear. That nothingness is my home. That God, that godliness is my home. And that's where I will go. I have been yearning for God all my life. And in death, I hope to see him in person, merge with him, go back into it. So of course it will be my honeymoon. But death is a funny subject and it should be discussed probably in a little bit more detail. Spiritually speaking, there are inherently three experiences that are entirely yours. Nobody else can do them for you. The first one is love. Nobody can love for you. You have to love. You have to experience love for yourself. Oh, somebody can even beat your heart for you. There are machines that now they can put it in and the heartbeat can be simulated. They can even cleanse your kidneys. They can do the function of your kidneys. You can get artificial arms, artificial feet, artificial legs. But nobody can love for you. Love and the art of love, you have to learn yourself. The second aspect that nobody else can do for you spiritually is nobody can do enlightenment for you. Enlightenment is an absolute personal experience. No guru, no teacher, no Buddha can take you there. You have to go there yourself. It is an inherently personal experience. Similarly, death is the same way. Nobody can die for you. And when you die, it will be an absolute personal experience. Accumulation of your life will show up at your death experience. What you have learned, what you have grown into, all of those experiences will show up at the end. Now, most people are afraid of death. Modern society shuns death. Let's not talk about it. Don't want to talk about it. But spiritual person doesn't do that. An ordinary human being shuns death all day long, so much so that the moment somebody dies, they say, get him out of here. Let's just put him in a freezer and let's just take care of him. Let's put him in the ground and let's be done with it. The moment people start getting old, they're getting close to, they're put into houses, into old age homes. Death somehow has lost its true value in our society. So a truly spiritual person does not run away from death. Yes, of course, a spiritual person is also afraid, but he stands there naked and he goes, yes, I have fear, but I'm here. I'm going to look straight at death. Ordinary people develop buffers. If somebody dies in a family or friend or somebody dies, everybody shows up. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, God must have loved him. God has taken him. He was a soul, so he has merged back into the great soul, which is God. We all come to each other's thing. If you happen to even go to a funeral home or to watch a burial or a cremation. Yeah, you're somber and serious for a while. It kind of hits you, but it's very quickly forgotten. You go back to your world and it's quickly forgotten. So we have developed shock absorbers to handle death. We have made our room padded with just life events, but not death events. I say the opposite. I say death gives you urgency. Death gives you your life a contrast. It lets you know that you're not here to sleepwalk. I have an limited amount of time, and I must make the best use of it. They say only thing certain is death and taxes. But I can tell you, knowing some people, even taxes is not a surety. They can find ways to avoid paying taxes and all that. But death is an absolute certainty for everybody. Now, if we know it is a certainty, don't you think that we should look at it with open eyes rather than fearful eyes that are closed moment the word death comes? This subject, I speak from a little bit of a personal experience. I don't advertise it, but I also don't hide it. But I have had 2 brain surgeries for a tumor in my head. I know what it's like to go under and the doctors come and prepare you saying, hey, something could go wrong when we go into your head and this and that. They prepare you for all that. I might not have seen death, but I have seen the shadow of death walk by my window. And I did 2 of those. I've dealt with radiation last summer, 6 weeks worth. I have an idea what it's like. I knew my opinion of death had changed when a few years back, I was sleeping at night. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning. And I woke up with a chest pain. And I had this pain that it wouldn't just go away. It was right there, and I'm trying to toss this way, turn that way, toss this way. And eventually it was such that I couldn't really hold it back. And I sat up at the edge of the bed. It was really, really early morning. Sun was about to come up in the distant. It hadn't come up yet, but it was sending signals that I'm coming. And from where we live, I can see the sun rising. I thought maybe I'll just take myself to the hospital. I won't wake up Rani, my wife, who was sleeping next to me. I said, I'll very quietly, gently just go to the hospital, have myself checked, and come back. When I got up and I noticed the sun, it was so beautiful, like the early morning, just the daylight breaking out. And as I went and opened the door and I heard the beautiful birds outside, and something came over me and said, hey, if God is coming for me, if death is coming for me, I don't want to go to hospital and meet God in a hospital room. I'd rather meet him out on my deck and he'll find me waiting. So I went and I sat on the deck, took a few deep breaths, closed my eyes, and I said, God, whenever you're ready, I'm ready. Later on, I found out that night before, I had eaten too many kidney beans and rice. And that had caused me to have this really heavy stomach. And that's what I was experiencing is that. But it wasn't my day that day. But I knew that day something in me had changed. When you start thinking of meeting God, meeting death in a beautiful occasion, something inside of you have changed. And I knew years and years of working, meditating, etc., had an effect on me. Death will be your eventual test. However meditative you have been, whatever you have achieved through meditation, through your spirituality, eventually when you will face death in the most private way, nobody else around you, it will only be you and death. Who you have been in your life will show up that day. What do I mean by that? If you have always thought of yourself as this body, body will die. And if you have always thought of yourself as this mind will also go. Something other than your mind has to move on. From where we came, we do not know. Our arrival, somebody else decided. Our departure is also decided. One day we're going to depart here. Arrival, departure wasn't in our hands, but how we see the departure is in our hands. If you can see death with grace, with elegance, without fear, accepting as you have been all your life, it will be a different experience. What death to a person that is waiting for death? What death for a person that is seeking death to come? Understand this body is not yours. This body is a gift from Mother Earth. And one day, Earth will take it back. Every cell here is a gift from Mother Earth. What you ate, what your mother and father ate, became you. What you eat on a daily basis has become you. Understand your body, that your body is a means by which you navigate this earth. You've experienced this earth, but it is a fickle friend. One day you have to leave this body behind. Have that assurance. That which cannot be avoided should not be avoided. It should be looked straight up. And I will tell you that if you look straight up at death, the fear of death also starts disappearing.